expected huge gap in being able to supply enough lithium to all these different industries, that the price of lithium is really starting to beginning to skyrocket. It's up over 300% just in the last couple of years, and this is where, again, finding lithium resources right now is it's the new gold, so to speak.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Inside the Markets Extra, presented by StockPulse.com. We're more than honored to be sitting down today with Nikolaos Cacos. He's the president and CEO of Argentina Lithium. Thank you so much, Nico, for joining us today.
Thank you, Justin, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So before we got to recording, you're updating me about what's been going on a little bit, and I'm curious to dive into that a little bit deeper. So can you first kind of tell us what you've achieved in 2021, and then we'll kind of go into what you're looking forward to in 2022.
Yes, I would love to do that. 2021 actually was a remarkable year for Argentina Lithium. We've seen the entire lithium market really start to take off, and the search globally for our lithium resources has been quite intense. What is really unique, what positions us very uniquely, is that within Argentina, in the northwestern part, it is part of what's known as the Lithium Triangle. This is a region that encompasses part of Bolivia, the eastern part of Chile, and northwestern Argentina. And this area alone hosts 60% of the world's known lithium reserves and produces half of the world's lithium, with the majority of that coming from Chile. Argentina is a very underinvested sector in terms of mining. So there's a tremendous potential there to make very significant lithium discoveries. And this is where Argentina Lithium is very, very well positioned, because with our team, our expertise in over 30 years there with being managed by Grosso Group, gives us a tremendous competitive advantage. And that's where we've, in the last year, been able to put together nearly 60,000 hectares of some very, very prospective properties.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about lithium and why that's something that should be on their radar?
Well, I think you're hearing more and more about lithium around the world. I think we're all seeing more and more electric cars like Teslas and Chevrolet Volts driving around, batteries and for computers and so forth. And all of these, in order to be effective, they need lithium. Lithium is what drives all of this. And there's right now this drive for electrification. It's happening on a global scale. The commitment that we're seeing around the world by nations to reduce our carbon footprint and greenhouse gas emissions means there's one way to go. It's to electrify our power needs. So China is a huge consumer of lithium, as is North America, United States, and Canada, and in Europe as well. And what's happening right now, there's not enough lithium to satisfy all the demand. And if you talk to all the experts, you'll see there is an expected huge gap in being able to supply enough lithium to all these different industries, that the price of lithium is really starting to beginning to skyrocket. It's up over 300% just in the last couple of years, and this is where, again, finding lithium resources right now is it's the new gold, so to speak.
Interesting. That's the money quote right there. It's the new gold. So can you tell us more about how the fundamentals of lithium evolved over the last 18 months, if at all?
Well, the fundamental, it's really driven by demand. And as the price of new technologies and electrifying, like making new cars and becoming more and more accessible to consumers, it's driving up the demand for lithium, and that in turn is driving up the price of lithium. And even all the way down the chain to the discovery, to the projects, to the mining projects themselves. For example, Argentina Lithium, we have a new project that we acquired in the last quarter of this year, the Rincon West project, which sits in a salt lake known as a salar in the Argentina part of the world. And we just heard about a week ago that Rio Tinto came in and acquired our neighbor, which is completely adjacent to us, for $825 million. So this is a multi-billion-dollar business, and we're seeing the demand from lithium from very large companies being acquired, and they're paying a real premium for these projects. So this is a real telltale situation of where the price of lithium is going, and creating a tremendous opportunity for investors.
Very interesting, Nico. Thank you so much for that. Can you explain what this means for Argentina Lithium?
Well, Argentina Lithium is a very unique company, and the company itself is managed by what's a team called the Grosso Group. The Grosso Group has an extensive 30-year experience in Argentina with a lot of success. We've made 4 major world-class discoveries, and right now we're extremely well positioned ahead of the competition in being able to acquire key projects in very key locations that are already attracting some of the larger majors to come sniffing around. And I think this year, that was last year when we're putting our projects together. Now going into 2022, we're going to start our exploration and drilling programs, and this is going to be the real inflection point, I believe, hopefully in our market valuation, where we're going to see some real value being made as we make lithium discoveries.
Are there any other resources on your radar, such as lithium, that you don't think are on enough people's, particularly investors, I suppose, radar?
Right now, we're really focused on lithium. There's other metals, of course, that are required in electrification, like cobalt and copper and so forth. But our focus really is, because we're operating in the Argentina portion of the Lithium Triangle, probably one of the world's most prospective regions for making new lithium discoveries. I think there's ample opportunity there without us having to lose our focus, in going into other minerals at this point.
Can you talk a little bit more about your focus on lithium and the wider context of that, I guess, at the economic level, financial level, technology level?
Well, lithium is, like I've said at the outset, it's really driven by lithium batteries, and lithium batteries is it's a way of storing electricity, and there are other ways to store it. Vanadium is another good source of storing electricity, but vanadium is a heavier metal, and the size of vanadium batteries can sometimes reach the size of a home, and they're used for slightly different purposes. Lithium has the advantage of being a very light metal, and it can be compact, and is an efficient way to pack electricity, and for example, in a car or in a computer laptop or on a cell phone. And this is as the world is shifting away more and more into from oil and gas and other fossil fuels, electricity that's being generated, say, by solar power or nuclear power or wind power, has to be stored so it can be used at a later time. And that's done primarily right now with the use of lithium batteries, and their use is becoming much more widely taken up, and is driving the demand for lithium.
That's very fascinating. Now, as you look forward to 2022, what are you keeping your eye on in terms of both lithium and Argentina Lithium?
Well, the demand for lithium continues to go up, and I follow very closely analysts and experts who assess the demand curve for this metal, and they're expecting, like, over the next decade to see lithium demand increase to 25 to 30% per year. So that's creating a very positive environment for us explorers to go down and to discover more lithium reserves. So what Argentina Lithium is, we've got some excellent projects in Argentina that are highly prospective for making lithium discoveries in some very well-known regions. And what our plans, especially starting in January, are to begin our exploration programs. And I think within the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, we'll be able to have news flow that indicates about the potential for making some lithium discoveries. So it's a very exciting time for our investors.
Nico, I'm curious, who are some of the leading lithium experts and analysts that you're reading, listening to, et cetera?
Oh, it's a big swath. Almost every major brokerage firm has got a lithium expert in there right now, and there's consulting groups and so forth. So it's too many to list in this program.
Anything else people should know about Argentina Lithium?
Well, Argentina Lithium, I think the key is, it is a company that is extremely well positioned in the lithium market. We've got nearly 60,000 hectares of property, and with our exploration plan starting to kick on in the first quarter, in the next month, in fact, of 2022. I think as an investment, it's extremely well positioned to make discoveries, and we're on our way, hopefully, to add value for our shareholders and discover the lithium that the world demands.
When you make these discoveries in Argentina in particular, what else are you finding other than lithium?
Well, there's other minerals that do occur, but it's primarily lithium. And there's been a real seismic change in terms of how the lithium is extracted. It used to be in the not too long ago, even 3-4 years ago, that when you discover lithium, you'd lay it out into these ponds and allow them to evaporate and then collect the crystallized salt and then extract the lithium from there. That was a time-consuming process and very expensive. In the last couple of years, technology has really improved dramatically in that they can use direct chemical extraction of the lithium. So you can actually extract lithium from a brine in about 24 hours and have lithium ready to sell. So, and the second advantage is that the cost of being able to extract it has fallen dramatically. So it's making a lot of these salt lakes that were previously considered to be low in content of lithium, all of a sudden now are very economic. And then as the price goes up, it increases its economics as well.
We've had the honor today of sitting down with Nikolaos Cacos. He is the president and CEO of Argentina Lithium. Thank you so much, Nico, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us for this edition of Inside the Markets Extra presented by StockPulse.com.